Okay, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while since I've done any long form content, and as well, my content has kind of shifted from primarily fitness to now more of lifestyles or comedy really. So I've been putting out a lot of shorts, just kind of funny content that I find hilarious, and some of it is very relatable. So hopefully you've been enjoying that. But for this video, I wanted to take you to the gym with me. So I've actually stopped training in my garage for now, and I've been actually just walking to the gym. So I haven't done any squatting. The last time I checked, I believe was August 19th, somewhere around there. So I haven't done any squatting. I've done a ton of leg day. I've done a lot of um, different machines. I've incorporated more leg pressing, um, just kind of hitting it through different movements, as opposed to just constantly squatting, lunging, deadlifting. So I've switched that up. So I'm curious as to see how much I can now squat, if it's maintained, if it's dropped a little bit, or if it's increased. My guess is it's going to probably maintain, but it's been a month and a half since I've squatted. So I'm going to walk to the gym. We're going to test out my 1 rep max on squats and see where I'm at. So I will see you at the gym. All right, welcome to the voiceover. So here, as you can see, I'm just doing a little bit of warm up. So just doing some hip circles, things to loosen up my hips and my knees and my lower back. And then I got into some warm-up sets. So I did do a set before this of just the bar, but it was an awkward angle. Even this angle's a little bit awkward, but that was 135. And working up here, so the whole time, honestly, I just did single reps, even from my warm-ups to my working sets, to test that 1 rep max. So here I went from 135 to 225 and just did a nice single. They felt really smooth. The only awkward thing was the rack. These squat racks, for some reason, it's like I'm like an in-between height. So I always have to put it on the lower one, because once I start getting to the heavier weights, I cannot get it onto that higher peg. But here, 275, again, felt very smooth, which is exciting. And then we moved on to 315 for a single as well. So these ones were all just kind of warm up sets to really where I wanted to start pushing. But 315 felt very smooth. This next set, so the next set I do is 365. So 3 plates and a 25 on each side. This is usually where if it's going to start to feel heavy, this is when I feel it. It's always at this 365 threshold, but honestly, even on the walkout, this one felt very light for me, which is exciting as heck, because I didn't really know what my expectations were coming in, being a month and a half since I last squatted. And even when I last squatted, I wasn't going really heavy. So it was very interesting to test that 1 rep. This is 405. So 405, I can usually hit on any given day, but this was, I feel like, a good indicator as to how this session was going to go. So 405 actually felt very good. From this point on, that was kind of like my first working set. And then I threw a 10 on each side. So we have 425. But for this one, did feel like when I did my walkout, it was a little bit awkward and I had to kind of play with my feet a little bit. So I was in my own head, and this one definitely slowed down, especially considering how quick it felt like the 405 went. But we hit 425. On to the next set here. So for this one, I did increase by 5 pounds, even though that last set was a little bit slow, because I felt like my walkout kind of held me back and it didn't really feel like too much of a grind. So I knew I'd be able to hit this. It was just a matter of how ugly it would look. But 435, which is going to be the top set here, it's very slow, but nailed it. I was hoping for 455 at the bare minimum, but honestly, this is really good considering it's been a month and a half. But now I moved on. I did 2 sets of this. Um, so for this one, I stand forward and I'm kind of sitting a lot further back on this Smith machine. So I'm doing 225 on here. I probably should have did about 185 because it did feel pretty heavy. Um, but again, I only did 2 sets just to really light up the quads, kind of sit back, get those hamstrings, glutes firing. But they felt good. Smith machine was a little shaky, a little uneven, but we got her done. And then it was on to the leg press. So here I'm doing 7 plates. I did kind of work my way up. So I threw 5 plates on, and then just kind of went through the motions. So did a little set of that and then 6 plates and then threw 7 plates on. Even this was like so I did 4 working sets of this, anywhere between 8 to 12 repetitions. But these felt really, really good, which is awesome. I don't like to use my knee sleeves beyond squats unless I really start to feel it in my knees. So I had taken those off for the rest of the workout, which is great as well. I also did a set after this. I had one more set where I kind of forced out some extra reps, just having my hands on my knees and kind of just pushing a little bit more. But then we moved on to leg extensions. For leg extensions as well, this was 4 sets of anywhere between 12 to 15. So I like to go a little bit higher. And then as well at the end, I just kind of do some partials to just really fatigue it on my last couple sets. This is a weird hoist machine where it kind of moves, but I actually feel like this one targets my hamstrings my quads a little bit better than just their typical stationary one. For some reason, I can't get the angles right on the other one, and I just don't feel it as much in my quads. Then we moved on to stiff leg deadlifts. For hamstrings, the weight itself was fine. It was a nice stretch, but my quads were so fried that I felt so unsteady on my legs. Like even walking the weights out was sketchy. But once I was kind of stationary, felt a lot better. So just showing you 2 different angles. But I did 4 sets of this, anywhere between 8 to 12 repetitions as well. Then we moved on to hamstring curls. So for the hamstring curls, it's very much so just like how I usually perform my leg extensions. So higher repetitions, so 12 to 15 reps. And then on those last couple repetitions, I try to just get some partials in to just really fatigue it, crush it, and just drain any energy left within that muscle. So that's kind of what I did here. But it was a fantastic leg workout, such a good pump. The walk home was a little rough, as you'll see. But no, very good leg workout. It was a little bit busier in the gym because I headed out a little bit later because of the fact that I was just kind of filming on my way there. And then this is the way back. So the way back, I actually filmed this as just a YouTube short, just as kind of a joke because my legs were so tired that I ended up walking on my hands the way home. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the workout. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, peace.